So for this one, we look at it, we've been working with trial and error, and you might say, oh, wow, I've got some big numbers. I've got 15 and I've got 100. That's going to be hard to do. But remember, the first thing we always want to look for is greatest common factor, and this time there is a greatest common factor. And so the GCF is going to be 5n, because 5 will go into all of them, and 3 doesn't go into all of them. So 5n. Okay, so we'll take off the 5n, and then we'll have 3n squared minus, now how many times is 5 going to 85? 13n plus 20, just 20. Now I'm going to double check that to make sure it's working out, but is that 15n cubed? Yes. And then when I multiply here, negative, oh, it's supposed to be a 5. Okay, so I divided wrong. So these things happen. So it should be a 15, I think, or 17. Is it 17? Okay, it is 17. All right, how many times is 5 going to 85? Well, sometimes you have to do this. Don't be embarrassed to do that. You know, okay. Saturday and just escapes me. Okay, 17. I like that. In fact, I like it a lot because it's going to be really helpful to me. 5n times 20, that's 100n, so I feel good about that. Okay, now we have factored it, but remember the directions are to factor completely. So I have to look at this trinomial and see if it will factor more. Now, there's a piece of good news. So I can put the parentheses, and 3, okay, there's not going to be a lot of choices for the 3. It's got to be 1 and 3. So I'm going to put the 3 first, 3n and n. So I'm splitting up my n's. Now when I look at the back part, that's a positive 20, right? So I know either both my signs are positive or both of them are negative. Because it's a negative in there, they're both going to be negative. So negative. Okay, now I have to think of something that multiplies to be 20. Well, 4 and 5, so let's try 4 and 5. I'm not going to make the whole list. We'll see if 4 and 5 works. So I put the 4 there and the 5 there. Now you might say, why didn't you put the 5 first? I'm just guessing. I'm trying, so we'll see if my trial works. I get a negative 4n and a negative 15n. Now my trial didn't work because that's negative 19, right? Okay, so maybe it is the other way. So let's try that. 5n. And then let's try 3n minus 5 and n minus 4. So what I'm doing is on my second trial here, I'm switching those. Now you might say, well, why didn't you try, instead of 4 and 5, why don't you try 2 and 10? For me, it's easier to keep track of, I'll keep the numbers the same, and then if that doesn't work, then I'll go to 2 and 10. But we'll see if this works. Okay, so negative 5n and negative 12n. Okay, that's good. That's a negative 17n, so 2 tries and I got it. Sometimes it takes more than 2 tries to get the answer, but we have it now. 5n times 3n minus 5 times n minus 4.